This video is sponsored by Red Rock Deli Maple Glaze. I like these chips, but Jack doesn't. That's the best part. Do you want me to say it?
Nah, I can do it.
You can do it? Big boy moment here. This is a big deal. Oh, okay, I'll watch it.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm
Are you
ready.
going to look at the camera as well? Welcome to the Artist Notepad, where we talk artistry, we talk life, and we talk 50 episodes.
Yay! Give us a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Today, we are going to be answering some of your questions, as well as just some topics that come to mind. But David, first of all, as usual, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to be back.
It is.
In this cozy format of sitting across each other, having a fine bevie in our hands.
Cheers.
And yeah, just, you know, like it's crazy because it's been a year since we actually had a conversation recorded in this way.
Yeah,
Like,
we got visuals today.
We got too used to just the Zoom format.
Absolutely.
Or like online calls and like interrupting each other, but we can interrupt each other as much as we want now. So
Well, now we know it's deliberate because there's no lag as an excuse.
Yeah.
So I can't interrupt you and then just be like, oh, there was lag. Sorry. I have to actually, not interrupt you now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've been good, man. It's
Good. Good.
Shout out to Amelia
Yep.
for opening her crib
Yes.
for us to stay here and shoot.
And of course,
Shout out to
madebywho, Lust Kim, Luke Kim,
He's
the
behind the
illustrious
camera.
videographer.
You know what? I'll take a photo of him so I can show you guys.
This is happening
later.
live.
Yeah, I can show
Should
you guys.
we take a
later.
selfie?
This is like behind the scenes moment.
Selfie? Yeah.
Do a little bit of selfie action. Should I do the wide? Oh, that is the wide. Cool. All right. The whole crew in. You gotta shout the people who help out.
Yep.
You know?
This is all live. This is all live as you like.
Yeah.
But David, we've had some questions today. We've put out the call on social media, both on at the Artist Notepad,
Yes, we
on
have.
the old Instagrams, and also at the Self Care Project AU on the Instagrams. And we've got a couple of interesting ones today. Some of them maybe not questions, more just subject matter. And then I'm sure we'll manage to squeeze some old stories in as we go. But before we start, guys, just want to say a big thank you because this is episode 50 and there are some people who've been with us since day one.
Yeah.
And we very much appreciate all of you for sticking with us, for supporting us, and for just, being there along the ride.
Yeah.
David and I, we've had our ups and downs.
Do we have downs? I thought it was mostly ups. We had
Really?
good
I thought it was
times.
mostly downs.
Oh, okay. So this is the differing personalities that you can see, but
We have our clashes, we have our fist fights, we have our
we have through Zoom.
Yeah, like I put David in a wheelchair, but he's bounced back.
I'm fine now. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for supporting us all this time.
Thank you guys. What's it called?
We can't do shout outs because if we start,
Yeah, we got too
we're
many
going to miss
people to
people
shout
out.
out. You know who you are.
You know who you are.
who you are.
Thank you guys. Thank you for being with us this whole time. And thank you for the support, all the likes, the shares, all the sort of comments and everything. We really appreciate all of it. And
Much love.
genuinely very thank you for the support throughout these 50 episodes, which is over 50 weeks. Like we've been doing this for over a year.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
pretty
only just
crazy,
clicked
man.
because we've missed weeks. So we've literally been doing audio episodes for over a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
How many weeks do you reckon we missed?
Do you see the excitement in my face right now? It's insane. Now I'm pretty mellow, but
How many weeks do you reckon we missed overall?
we've been pretty consistent, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, let's give us some credit, we've been, I think
We
the
took
only-
a break at Christmas.
We had a couple weeks then.
Yeah.
And I think we missed maybe 1 or 2 weeks like prior to that. But then we did have a little bit of
We
a
missed about
hiatus.
3 recently.
yeah, we had a bit of a hiatus just like recently, but
And just for those of you guys who missed that, we'll maybe just give them a bit of a refresher on the story, which we told in, I think, episode 46, Let's Chat. Maybe that was 45. I'm not sure. But Yeah, this very nearly was going to be our last episode ever. This we plan to cap it at 50 because David, do you want to take over from? This is your story in a way. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, we did talk about it in episode 46, but just to briefly mention, yeah, I was about to start a business with a friend, someone who I knew from high school. And if it's the first time hearing it, you guys are like, oh my gosh, like you're going to do a business. But like, yeah, we were going to do that. And knowing me, I knew that, or like just knowing the type of, task at hand, I just knew that I wouldn't be able to manage doing the podcast weekly and run a business.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had that tough conversation. If you guys check out the self-care project, you'll see an episode where Jack is super serious and he made a video of
sitting right here.
Yeah, sitting right here, just like talking about, well, like how would you put it? Like
I can't remember what the title was, but it was, hey Jamie, can you look up the title of that video, please? But it was about basically accepting conclusions to things, and I didn't say explicitly what it was, but what I was talking about was dealing with goodbyes. Thanks, Jamie. And so, yeah, it was basically talking about me sharing my experience of how that had come to an end, or that it was coming to an end, and how I was coming to grips with that, and it was tough because like it was tough on both of us. But it was a bit of a challenge knowing that something that David and I had been doing together for over a year, every single week, and especially during those times in COVID when things got particularly isolated, it was a really important part. I'm not going to speak for you, David, but definitely for myself, it was an important part of my week to sort of reconnect me with the outside world, even if it was just over Zoom, just to socially give me that bit of a boost. And so there's a lot of sentimental value attached to this podcast. And also it's a way that David and I have managed to really deepen our friendship over time, which I've really valued. Not to get too soppy.
Oh, Jack.
But so finding out that it was coming to an end, like I had to sort of come to grips with the confliction between being really happy for David, because I genuinely was, but also being sad that the show and our project was coming to an end. And then now it's not.
Now we're celebrating again.
Which has been a bit of a weird process, which is what we talked about on that episode, Let's Chat. I think it was 46, about sort of coming to grips with sort of, like we'd both come to terms with it ending, and then so to get the energy back to continue was a bit challenging. But I think we're back. We
got it back. We're still in it, you know.
In it to win it.
In it to win it, man. Yeah.
But let's not delay any longer, David. Let's give the people what they want.
I
They've
just
asked
wanted
us
to
some
mention,
questions.
like just before, but like it's worth checking out the video that Jack posted out, and he just talked about just now about like dealing with goodbyes, because you can really feel the place that Jack was at when he made the video, like what it meant for him to say, "Oh, Tans no more." But yeah, go check it out, guys. Yeah, but yeah, we'll get into the questions because we got some fantastic questions
as always,
all the time. Only the finalists. Like our a fine wine.
Our fans, they ask the important questions.
Yes, they do, Jack.
This is great. This is live. This is the podcast. This is what happens. This is where I trim the silence. But we don't have that today. So have you found a question, David?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I can stop filling time.
So this is the first question. I guess we got to ease into it. But first question is, do you brush your teeth before or after breakfast? This is where people split. This is where people really differ. So, do you brush your teeth, Jack? Let's start with that. Do you brush your teeth? Or?
Well, see, if you don't brush your teeth for long enough, the natural oils... No, I'm joking.
So, if you can get a close-up on Jack's teeth right now, you can get the answer.
So, I'm a night brusher. I'm a once-a-day night brusher. I don't do the morning brush.
Huh. I've known you for a few years now, and this is the first time hearing this. Seriously? You only brush once a day?
Once a day.
You know, dentists recommend 3 times.
Yeah, but I have an apple a day, so it keeps the dentists away.
Amelia just announced a very important piece of news.
What's that?
That you don't have an apple a day, Jack.
Oh.
So he's just been exposed.
Dentist, don't come at me.
Why is that? Why do you only have one?
Because I can't be bothered.
Session? Okay. I mean, like, okay, so like to answer the question.
I'm feeling really self-conscious. Like,
sorry.
I'm like, all the viewers could be looking at my teeth right now.
No, it's fine. It's fine. He has beautiful teeth, guys.
Thank you.
He has beautiful teeth.
But I'm not
I didn't mean to
you
put you on the spot.
I'm on the spot. I'm feeling self-conscious.
Yeah, I know. He's sweating there a little bit, but yeah. Why don't you? So like, this is what I do. I brush my teeth. So to answer that question, I brush my teeth before I eat. Yeah. So
before you eat breakfast.
Before I have breakfast, first meal.
To me, that doesn't make sense.
Why?
Because it's like you brush your teeth to clean them, right? So you clean them and then you go. That's like cleaning your car and then going dirt, like what would be dirt driving, dirt biking, dirt driving? I don't know. Driving off-road driving. That's like cleaning your car and then immediately going off-road driving.
Okay, but this is my counter argument, right? There's a thing called morning breath, Jack.
Yeah.
And every human being that lives on this beautiful planet, when they wake up after a good rest, they have this pungent, foul smell that just emerges from the mouth. And
the mouth.
Yes, the mouth.
Okay.
And that's the technical term.
Yep.
And yeah, you just have that in the morning. So you got to brush your teeth. Bacteria develops.
So are you worried
sleeping.
about like upsetting your food, that your food's going to get the morning breath? Like, why does it matter whether you eat breakfast first and then brush?
That's just one point, but it's also a bad for hygiene. It's a hygiene thing.
But that doesn't make a difference whether you... So if I did brush in the morning, I would brush after breakfast.
Wait, can I just say, this is a much deeper issue or like question. I was going to just get past it.
Look,
right
I
away.
was too, and then you gave a stupid answer. So why would you...
stupid.
It is stupid.
We can put a poll up right now as we're doing this recording to say, do you guys brush your teeth twice a day and for hygiene purposes?
Okay. All right.
Or do you brush it
when you guys go to the
nighttime?
toilet, do a little poopy poo, all right? Do you sit down, wipe your bum,
do you
and then
wipe
poo?
once a day at nighttime?
Do you sit down, wipe your bum, and then poo? Or do you sit down, poo, and then wipe your bum?
Going with your logic, Jack.
It doesn't make sense to do it before.
Let me finish. So, going with your logic, do you poo multiple times a day, right? And you wipe at nighttime because might as well wipe it once at nighttime.
But I'm going by your logic, right? So mine might be flawed, but yours definitely is. You're acting like you've got no issue here. Look, I admit that maybe it's healthier to brush twice a day, right? I know people who brush like 6 times a day.
That's excessive.
It is excessive.
That'll damage your gums.
I'm not going to shout you out, Alyssa, but if I did, then I would.
Don't do that. So we'll bleep out the name.
All right.
That's yeah.
But yeah, I didn't say your last name. But yeah, there's people who brush it too much. I honestly, like, there was a time, plus we have fluoride in our water. So like the first thing I do when I get up and out of bed is I have a drink. I get some fluoride from there, give my teeth a little clean, little, you know? You know?
But to answer your question, I brush it before I have breakfast.
Well, I think you should take a look at that.
And Jack's a nighttime.
Do you brush it before dinner as well?
Oh no, I have it. I brush it after I have dinner. Because it's just my routine. I've been brought up that way.
So it's not because your teeth would get dirty from dinner and then... Huh?
No?
All right.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
I did not expect that question to take 15 minutes. Okay, next question is... They say it's not a question. They want us to sing, Jack. So Expreaky, Meansiki X.
On Spreaky, on Fleeky.
On Fleeky. Shout out to you. Not a question. Just sing for us. Yes, both of you.
You said you weren't planning on singing. We were driving and I said, David, what are we going to sing?
I don't want to sing. I don't feel comfortable. And right now I feel comfortable. But if I start singing, I will not be comfortable. So can we make some noise if we want to hear Jack sing?
What? I'm not singing if you're not singing.
Okay, we won't sing. We'll
send you a private video, Expreaky.
Yeah, we'll send you a private one.
It sounded weird.
Yeah. I didn't mean it to be inappropriate.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Just singing.
Next question. Fave movie. The listener really wants to know. This is a tough one.
Whose question was this?
It says the listener wants to be left anonymous.
Does it actually?
No, it doesn't. Shout out to Amelia, our sound engineer.
Amelia, our sound engineer, everybody. Taught her everything I know.
Our chef, our
favorite
chef.
movie.
Yeah.
Do you have one first?
Bro, it's too hard, man. Like, I feel like
I do have one, right? And I haven't seen this for quite some time because I used to watch it all the time.
Right.
It's called 50-50 and it's starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt and it's...
thought he was about to say 50 Shades of Grey, but... Cool.
That's my second favorite.
Oh, okay.
No, and it's... the
50,
co-star
50.
is Seth Rogen. And... Oh, it's got... What's her name? It's got the... She plays... Do you know who I'm talking about? Yeah. Plays Gwen Stacy in the original Spider-Man trilogy. Jamie, can you get up Gwen Stacy from the original Spider-Man trilogy? Trilogy? No. Yes, Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah, she plays this guy's girlfriend at the time, and Rachel is her name. And this film is about a guy who is super safe, like. Not adventurous at all. He's just does everything right in terms of his health and safety and everything. And he's appears to be a really good guy. And then he gets cancer, like randomly. And that happens like right at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
And
wow.
The film is about how the cancer affects him, how he starts going through chemo, the people he meets, how it affects his relationship with his family, with his girlfriend, how he has a strong bond with Anna Kendrick, who is his therapist. Yeah. And it's just such a beautiful, moving, emotional film with such authenticity. And it's very simple and quite like the story is quite simple, but it's the acting and it's the emotion that is drawn from the storyline and just the script as well. The script's really good. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's definitely a tearjerker, but I used to watch it so much because I loved it, and I haven't seen it for quite some time.
How many times have you? Watched the film?
So when I was like 13 or 14, I had probably younger, maybe 12, 13. I had an iPod Touch. And I used to basically download movies onto that and just watch them in bed before I went to sleep, and I only had like sort of 10, 20 movies, but I'd watch one every night. Every night, yeah. Because I only had like 20 movies, I would go through a lot of them multiple times. Right, so I would say I probably watched that movie between 15 and 20 times, but I haven't seen it for quite some time. But I really do like that movie, and it's probably my favorite Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie as well, which I really like him as an actor. But yeah, I would say that's a solid pick for me. I wouldn't say it is my number one favorite, but it's definitely one of my favorites, and I should revisit it because it's a really beautiful film. Maybe something we can look at on the pod. Yeah, on the pod. But you have one that has popped to mind, David?
I don't have one. That's the issue.
Just pick one. I just picked one. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it's the first one that came to mind. What's the first one that came to mind for you?
Ooh. Can I just say two? And it's like they're both first place. So I remember saying after we reviewed not Joker, what was the one movie before?
Lighthouse
with Made by Who. Hey. I remember saying at the end when we were sharing our overall thoughts, I was like, yeah, I prefer more heartwarming movies. That's what I said about when we were saying that. I think it's a toss-up between Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, yeah. Great film.
Or
Will Smith.
Good Will Hunting.
That is a good film.
That's a great film.
Good Will Hunting.
That's a great movie.
We should look at that.
We should review that.
That's a heartwarming movie. We should review as well.
That. Yeah. But
it's emotional as well.
Both of them very emotional.
I would say that it provokes similar emotions to 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
Maybe 50-50 is a bit softer because it's not as It's not as tragic. Like, it's sad, but it's not as tragically sad in a way. Ben Affleck in that film, underrated. Hugely.
Underrated, man.
Yeah.
And when Robin Williams holds Matt Damon,
not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
I know, man.
It's not your fault.
Stop. It's crazy. It's crazy.
R.I.P.
Will Smith and Jaden Smith, that's crazy too.
They're still alive though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't saying R.I.P. to
Well,
them.
you didn't respond when I said R.I.P.
R.I.P.
So I just,
R.I.P.
there you go.
Robin Williams.
Disrespect.
Rest in peace.
All right. What do we got next?
Let's see. I've got just so many questions, so can only pick like the best ones. So this one's interesting because we might need to get our cameraman into the shot just for a second. And I don't know if I've said this to him, so
he doesn't even know about this.
It'll be a surprise, but
on the spot.
Yeah. So question comes. It says, so the only reason we're asking him to come in and for this expert advice is because both of us haven't seen this film.
Maybe we should ask him the question first, and he can nod if he understands, because we don't really understand.
Yeah. Okay. So question is. Coraline Theories with Made by Who? Theories, like, first of all, what's film is this and what are the theories?
Yeah, so Coraline is a...
Can you come into the shot, please? Yeah, come.
You come sit next to me, David.
Yeah, I'll sit here. You sit where, just sit over there. Please tell us.
This is very strange.
We didn't prepare him.
This wasn't scripted, so... Please speak into the mic.
Hello. Wow, this is unexpected.
Hello.
Can you hear me with the mask on?
I'm sure they can.
Sure? Okay. COVID safe, guys. So Coraline is a stop motion animation. And it's kind of like it's a kids film, but it's a horror film at the same time.
So I was right. It was that one.
It's a kids.
I thought it was called Caroline.
It's Coraline. Yeah, Coraline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's about a girl who's unhappy with like her new house that she's just moved into, and her parents are kind of neglecting her as well. So one night, all of a sudden, there's this portal that in the house that opens up, and when she crawls through it, it's exact same copy of that house, but the parents
are different.
Are different.
Yeah,
and they have buttons in their eyes.
Yeah,
instead of actual eyes, which what creeps people out.
Yeah,
and that's
the horror element.
That's the horror element, and then like as you see how the film progresses, you kind of see not everything is as it seems in the other world. Okay. And it's in regards to the mother.
Does she prefer the other world?
At the beginning, yes, but then you'll see why she starts to be a little bit scared. There's something a little bit off about the world. You can kind of tell. A bit sinister. And I remember that film traumatizing a lot of kids.
Really?
Yeah.
When did this come out?
Oh, it's like 2008.
Okay.
Maybe later than that, but yeah, it's a movie that came out quite a while ago. 2009, almost.
Thanks, Jamie.
But yeah, that's
on it today.
I remember like seeing it as a child and then like having nightmares, specifically from like the final scene.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Like, did you get traumatized watching the film? But
I actually did. Yeah, I got seriously traumatized. Yeah, but then now watching as an adult, I find it amazing. It's like I think it's a huge. Like the filmmakers took a really bold step in making a kids film horrific. And because then most people didn't like it. Actually, a lot of my friends were like, oh no, I don't like Coraline. I asked why. And they're like, oh, it's a kids film. It's supposed to be like happy and nice and then stop motion, right?
Got you.
But yeah.
Well, what's the theory?
Yeah. Why is Expreaky asked for theories?
Talissa, that's her name.
No, it's Expreaky. On Fleeky.
Talissa is her name. Yeah, she's my friend as well. So, good friend. Basically, the movie has a lot of like things like that, like a lot of mystery surrounding it. Like, where did this other universe come from? Who's this other mother? Like, and there's a lot of theories. Like, there's literally like videos that talk about theories, like about the universe and how it came to be and stuff like that. It's really weird because when you watch it, you don't really think there's room for theories, but there actually is so many. Yeah. So many like subtle details the filmmakers put in, and it's based off a book. So there's also some.
There you
like,
go.
Yeah, when a movie adapts something from a book, they generally sometimes like leave things unanswered in regards to like the book, what the book answers and what the film doesn't. Yeah, and then you can kind of see from that angle as well.
All right.
Interesting.
Right. There you go. Hope you got your fix.
Expert
I'll be
advice.
back behind the camera.
Thank you. Guest appearance from Made by Who.
I might tweak something as well. So that way.
Thank you. It's always on the ball, just working.
Okay, sweet.
Thank you, Luke. See, we wouldn't have been able to answer that question.
No, we
without him,
wouldn't.
So,
Well, it was specifically for him. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Or maybe she wanted like
A guest appearance?
or like a movie review on Coraline.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. All right. Well, what's next? What we got?
This one's a good one.
Yeah.
How do you deal with stress? How do you deal with stress? It's quite broad, but
Yeah.
do you have some thoughts that come straight off the bat?
How do we, or does one?
How do we? I think that's the question. How do you? How do I?
How do I deal with stress? So, for me, I think my stress tends to lead to rumination. Once I'm stressed out about something, I'll begin to think about it again and again and again, going around in circles with no kind of benefit, just sort of not really getting anywhere.
Yeah.
And so for me, one of the most valuable things I can do is move from problem focus to problem solving. And that means that I need to break that ruminative cycle.
Yeah.
And so I do that by occupying my mind with something else. And so generally the best things you can do this with is something that's not taking up too much of your brain power, because you need to unwind a little bit, but something that is still occupying your focus. And so for me, something like editing the podcast or doing some mixing is fantastic for that. Just having a conversation with people is really good, but also stuff as simple as just listening to a podcast or folding washing or doing this and that, like just stuff to just take your mind off it. Like maybe it's exercise. Exercise is great for it because you're not really focusing on anything other than what you're doing. So it puts you in the moment. Mindfulness can help, but it's quite hard to be mindful when you're already ruminating. It's quite hard to break that intentionally. You have to kind of distract yourself. And distraction is often seen as a negative when it comes to mental health. People see it as a way of running away from your issues, but it's really not. Sometimes distracting is just temporarily putting something to the side so that you can come back to it in a more fit state of mind. And so for me, the reason why stress would start negatively impacting me is when stress turns into anxiety. I don't think stress by itself is a really bad thing. It's just when stress starts getting overwhelming, and then that's when it does enter into anxiety. And so, yeah, for me, it's just about breaking that cycle so it doesn't spin out of control and finding a way to address it, coming up with a plan, problem solving, as opposed to, problem focusing and just letting the problem kind of overwhelm me and just marinate into me, and then it's really hard to get rid of.
So you do something to counteract the negative thoughts or to stop the cycle of ruminating.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's good. I think you already mentioned it, what I was about to say, but I think working out really helps with stress relief.
Raising the blood, heart rate, not blood rate.
Pump them irons so that, not too much goes on here, but you just focus for like hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe even, if you get really into it, of just like training your body, moving it, and like
exercise can really help. And exercise is chemically doing good things for you as well. It's pumping you full of positive chemicals.
Give you endorphins.
Ideally, you want to go for at least a 15-minute run or 45-minute walk. That's the amount of time that is good enough to that's the recommended amount of exercise to be able to give you a little bit of a pump, and that actually decreases your chance of an onset of depression by 24%, I think it is.
Wow.
Or 26%, I think.
Look at you with the stats.
So that's it can, if you're already in that place, it's not going to reduce your chance of getting there, but it can help pull you back a little bit to the surface. But for someone who is susceptible to depressive episodes, it can help reduce the chance of having one of those episodes. So, yeah, even when you're doing well, it's something to consider to just keep you well, as opposed to trying to use it as some kind of rehabilitation method. Use it as a preventative method as well. In terms of stress, keep exercising, keep healthy, eat the right food. Like I saw a post today, which was like
apple a day keeps the stress away.
I saw a post today that was like 20 foods that boost your serotonin levels. And serotonin is a chemical within you that helps regulate your emotion to stop it from having extreme highs or extreme lows. So it keeps it kind of in a steady place.
Right.
And it stops it from slipping too far either way, really. Like it's like a stabilizer, a mood stabilizer.
They also say if you brush your teeth twice a day, it reduces stress by 50%.
Back to what I was saying, David. So some people see serotonin as a drug that makes you happy. That's not true. Happy drugs are like endorphins, oxytocin, which is more of a love chemical. But serotonin is more like keeps you stable rather than anything else. So that's why it's commonly used in antidepressants and things.
Right.
But yeah. Exercise is fantastic for not just relieving stress, but preventing the onset of it as well, and it gives you a bit of a balance in your life. So it's not just you're not just focusing on the things that are stressing you out.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes not even just exercise. Maybe you don't feel like exercising, right? Like you just don't. You don't even have the energy or the motivation to go
lethargic,
out. Go for a run or walk even. Then just do something you enjoy doing. Like for me, I like just brewing coffee. It might be 6 p.m. and like it might affect my sleep. But the process of just brewing coffee in my bedroom, in like my private space, just doing something I like, it's very relaxing. I feel like that kind of just slows everything down. All the thoughts that I might have just goes away for even a couple of minutes.
But that's kind of what I was talking about as well, about just a task that occupies you. Those things can be really helpful just to get you in that mindful flow state.
So that's what I'm saying for me. Like brewing coffee.
But something productive. Something productive.
Or talking to a friend. I think that's a good one to bring up.
Takes you out of your head. Especially like one thing I will say, talk to a friend and don't talk to them about your problem. Ask them how they're going. Let them talk about their problem, and that will you may not feel like it straight away, but over time will actually draw you out of your own head, and it will bring out that empathy in you, and you'll start relating to them more. And that is so helpful in terms of getting you out of your own head. It's really good for that. So strongly recommend that. Like even if you feel like you need to vent about yourself for half an hour, sometimes it can be so much more healing and revitalizing to talk about them for half an hour. There's a few different suggestions. Take of it what you will.
Thank you.
That's okay.
This one's kind of related, but I don't know if we want to talk about it because I think we've discussed it before.
Is this the self-care versus self-love?
Or self-care, thoughts on self-care / self-love.
Yeah, right. Do you want to touch on it quickly?
I don't know.
This kind of is a bit of a can of worms. Maybe because we've been going for a while. Let's skip through. Let's keep going. Do you want to do the one that I got asked?
Yes.
So someone asked me.
Yes, we
anonymous again.
Guess we do.
Memories. Thoughts on memories. And there was the philosophical emoji with the monocle.
Thoughts on memories.
Thoughts on memories.
What do you think the person's even asking though?
Well, the way I took it was quite broad. All right, I took it.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. I took it as quite broad. I took it as like, what are memories? Why do we have them? And what is the significance of them? Which that third point I think is really interesting.
So, I swear there's a Netflix series called Explain that talks about it.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong. But
No, I think there is. I haven't seen the one on memories, but I know they have. Like I think it's just called Netflix Explain. Jamie?
Yeah. Explain. It's called Explain series.
All right, cool.
They have one on
Thanks, Jamie.
Bitcoin and
Yeah.
relationships and stuff.
But what are memories to you? Like, if you had to like define them,
What are memories?
yeah, because it's kind of hard to define without using the word memory. So how would you define memory or memories?
How would I define memories? Memories are pictures, stories, smells, sounds, feelings that have happened in the past that stick with me and stay with me. That's how I would define memories. Because like sometimes memories are triggered when you have a good conversation with a homie. Usually that's why I love, like, maybe I'll just talk about it because like I love talking to or like catching up with friends from high school or like maybe even earlier and just have conversations because like to address the point, like I got a very bad memory. Like,
Why is that, David?
is this a safe place? Safe place, right?
I think this is
We
a
can
safe
talk-
place.
we can talk about this.
We can
stuff,
talk
right?
about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I believe my memory issue comes from the excessive amount of Mary Jane I used to partake in as a teenage developing boy.
Kenny Bus.
Even
old
back when like
spliffy
me and
whiffy.
Luke, we used to, like Luke wouldn't
The
smoke
old
with me, but
marijuanas.
Luke, even from when I used to know
The old
Luke,
kush
I was
kush.
already taking those type of substances. So I think
Herb.
it's taken some sort of toll in my head.
Yeah.
And if my mom watches this, she'll be like, man, don't even bring it up, bro, kind of thing. Of course she won't say it like that, but like she doesn't like me talking about it. But like I think that affected me a lot, like to the point where I forgot watching a movie with a group of friends. They're like,
Yeah.
remember we watched that movie? And then it's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we never watched that movie. What are you talking about? And they're like, no, bro, you were there and we watched it and we had this
Were you
conversation.
high at the time?
No.
Right.
This was after, but this was only like a couple years back.
Right.
And like I couldn't remember. But
Yeah.
memories, yeah, I think I've defined memories. Like, what else? Well, how would
Has
you?
it? Well, I'm
yeah.
interested. So, like, is it affected older memories, like before you started like smoking? So, like,
Yeah, like I almost have no childhood memories.
yeah, right.
But then I feel
Because
like
I was going to
that's-
mention those.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like that's got to do with like not much happening in the house anyway. Because like parents came here, immigrants, they just worked. Mom was out from like 6 a.m. to like 9 p.m. And we could only see mom at 9 p.m. But by that time, when you're a kid, you're already asleep. Yeah. And then dad, because he had a bad leg, or he still has a bad leg, but he was the one taking care of us. But then I have no memory. I think one like nostalgic, like good childhood memory, like some Koreans would relate to this. I don't know if Luke would have had this in their home, but like we were poor when we first came. But then a meal that's not a good cook, but a meal that he would always make for us, and it's gonna sound weird, but it's bomb, right? And that we always loved to eat was rice with egg, butter, and soy sauce.
okay.
So kanjang.
So it's like it's like a really basic fried rice.
basically, but with butter. But like,
Is it fried?
yeah,
Yeah, right, yeah.
You don't just put it in a bowl.
No,
and
I
just
mean, 'cause-
mix it up. No. I should explain. Yeah, it is fried, but that's a really good memory. Like that's a like really. I feel like if it's a really traumatic or like really good memory, it's stuck with me.
Yeah.
Like a bad memory would be getting beat as a kid,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But
Do you
like,
remember that?
Yeah, like
Right.
the
Like
worst
a particular time?
a worse one, and like I can talk about this really because like it happens in the Korean house a lot. You get beat. It's corporal punishment, but
I
that's how
remember.
you brought up.
I
Yeah.
remember.
That's how you
times
brought up.
as well,
like,
yeah.
that's how you brought up. But the worst one was, I think I had some attitude as I was taking the dishes to the sink. Like it's like, oh, take this away after we ate. My dad's like, oh, take it away. And then I had attitude. I didn't want to do it for some reason. And I took it and then I accidentally dropped it. But it was out of his vision. So like I walk around and I'm like out of his vision, I drop the plate. So in his mind, this is what I'm thinking. In his mind, he's like, this kid's like giving me attitude and chucked the plate on the floor. So he
You
gets
sure you
up.
didn't? You sure you're not just remembering it because you
No,
like...
no, I dropped it. I just had weak fingers or something. Got baby fingers. But he grabs the nearest object, and the nearest object is the fly swatter. You know,
Butcher's knife, yeah.
Butcher's knife, yeah. Yeah, that's another word in street name. No, he grabs this fly swatter and starts whipping me like hard out. He's just like, as soon as he's pissed, he just starts moving, like grabs the nearest object. And I remember because I pretty much had like fly swatter like tattoos on my back. Yeah, on my back. I remember taking my shirt off and like looking at the mirror. And I'm like, damn, I got some back tattoos. But yeah.
Yeah, I never got...
Did you? Yeah.
I never got objects. I got the hand. It was always an open hand. I never got a close hand.
To the face or to the bum? Or?
No, normally to the bum.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cute. No, okay.
I mean, it's not like... It's not abuse.
Yeah.
But
it gets pretty bad.
But I remember particular times, like particular moments, and like... So the reason why I wanted to talk about memories, because I believe that sort of those memories that come from early childhood, they hold a significance. Like I feel like I have plenty of memories from being young, which don't seem to have any significance. And then over time I've analyzed them and I've realized that they've actually all been related to something quite important. And sometimes it's not until I'm exploring that idea, whether it's pleasant or sad or whatever, or appearing to be neutral, where I realize that every single one of these memories that have just sort of like dotted across those early years where most of it is just, there's nothing, has a really strong emotion attached to it, which the emotion was present at that time, but maybe it's not there anymore, but at that time it was. And sometimes when I reconnect with it, I can actually feel it. And so like there's certain memories, and I won't go into them now, but just like that I was doing some writing like quite some time ago. The writing that I actually sent you ages ago, David, which I still don't think you've read. But
I read some of it. Like I'd be lying to you if I said I read all of it, but I still have it. I read some of it.
Yeah, that was it. I wasn't meaning to call you out there, but
pretty much did.
Yeah, it's they all have like a significance to them, and I just find that really fascinating. That it's like certain things are like imprinted within you. It's like a tattoo of time, and emotion, and it's crazy how like the brain just stores that because it's just like that's significant. We'll save that one. And you can't even realize sometimes why it's significant, but your brain knows. And so it's there.
But sometimes it doesn't. It's just there.
No, but...
Do you feel like... Yeah.
But somewhere in you, it knows. And sometimes you have to search for it. But I feel like all those early... Like the one you just shared, fear.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Fear.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Like that... And maybe anger and betrayal and like a sense of injustice because you didn't mean to do it. Like... They have strong emotion attached to it, and it's interesting that like these early memories they carry a certain weight to them, and sometimes it's not until you really analyze them where you find that weight, and that's what I found with all of my early memories. They all hold significance because I don't really like store like. I think that's kind of how the brain works, really. Like, you don't really store things that aren't important. You only store the things that really mattered to you at the time. Like you don't have memories that aren't important, you know? If something's just really mundane, generally you don't store that. Like, the day-to-day tasks that you do every single day, you don't remember them.
Yeah.
Because they don't mean anything. You do them every day. It doesn't matter. But those special things, those things that happen once every while, or those things that were special because of who you were with, or because of the significance of them to you, those are stored. And you can access those again because they were meaningful. And I just think that's really fascinating, the way that memories work. Yeah. I also think it's interesting that we often think about memories as like a historical recount, but really, like the way that I've explained them before is they're like a screenshot. And in the sense that a screenshot sometimes doesn't capture everything because you can't capture the whole web page because you need to scroll up or down or sideways or whatever. You can only capture what is on the screen at the time. Yeah. And so sometimes like your perception of an event is incomplete because you haven't captured the whole event, because that's why two people will remember this evening differently, you and I, because we viewed it from different perspectives, whether that's something physically, like you're in that side of the room, I'm in this side of the room, or because it's the emotional attachment to it. Maybe I said something that triggered something, or you said something that triggered something. Luke will remember it differently. Amelia or Jamie will remember it differently. Like we'll all remember this differently, but we're all here in the same time, in the same place. So it's definitely like, it's not historical. It's based on perception, and it's based on the experience that you have in this very moment. All the experience that you've had up until now has shaped this memory that will be created now.
But maybe a better way to put, like, use the example of, or the analogy of like tattoos, like memories of tattoos that are engraved in your mind, but maybe just like more, I don't know. I'm thinking, can't think of a better one, but because I feel like memories, as it ages, the way we remember them changes. Because maybe it's like our way of
this
holding.
This is what I'm saying.
Our way of holding onto it.
Because we add additional experience, and so the perception of that event begins to change.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen automatically. You still have to go back and review that memory for it to happen. If you don't review the memory, the perception will remain the same. It's not until you go back to that memory with additional experience that you can change that memory. And in a sense, you're changing the past.
Yeah.
But it's not until you review it that the memory changes. If you don't review it, the memory stays the same. So it's our experience that changes it. That's why you can go back to something from your childhood and view it with what we say. We say you view it with perspective. That's how you say it.
How I would have recounted the butter, soy sauce, egg rice
at the
dish,
time, completely different.
Yeah, or like even 5 years ago, or like 10 years ago or something, it would be way different.
Yeah,
that's true. What's your earliest good and bad memory? Earliest good and bad memory. Because that's like, those two examples that I gave you, those are probably the earliest good, bad memory. I can't remember what age it was, but yeah. If you want to talk about it.
No, I'm just trying to work out, because the earliest ones maybe aren't the best ones.
Okay.
There is one that I remember for I remember my birthday cake for my fourth birthday.
Really?
Yeah, and I remember that I got a truck, and this truck, like, it was like a ride-on truck, but the back opened up. It was like a cement kind of, no, not a cement, like a tank truck. But then the back opened up, and it turned into like a Hot Wheels track. It had like a slope. Like you just pulled the back up. It was a Hot Wheels truck. And like I remember it as being really big, but I was tiny, so it was probably really small.
Probably
like a Matchbox car.
Yeah.
But I remember I could like get on the back of it, and like it had a handle, and like I could just sort of like, toddle along.
Whoa.
But
you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that, because that was a really, like, I was so excited by that present, and because it was big as well, and that was like the main criteria for presents when you're 4 years old. But I also remember that I had a Homer Simpson cake, and I also remember my third, like, because this was still in England, so it must have been, because it might have been my 5th birthday. I remember I had a joint party with this girl in my class called Cake.
Joint?
No, not that kind of joint.
Oh, no,
sorry, did I say cake?
Yeah.
Kate.
Yeah.
But I remember the cake. I remember
Jamie always fact checking.
I remember the Kate. Oh my gosh, I've lost it now. I remember the cake because we had a joint party, and that one was a Harry Potter cake.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but I remember these 2 different birthday cakes. Okay. And I think it was just because at that time, like, the idea of a birthday was incredibly exciting to me, which couldn't be further from the truth now. But like, it's interesting how at that time I was so excited for a birthday. And the cakes were just like a symbol of the day for me. Like a symbol of celebration.
Do you remember what the cake tastes like?
No.
That'd be pretty cool.
But I remember looking at it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I can't think back that much, but
they're just snapshots. They're not full things. They're just, as I said, they're screenshots.
Yeah.
They'd be like if you were watching a movie and you took a screenshot of the movie. Like, it's just a little snap. Just one frame. Yeah. In terms of negative memories, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that I would like to share.
Sure, that's fine.
Or that wouldn't go on for a long time to explain why it's negative and how I've come to the realization that it's negative. Because some things don't seem to be negative until you really look into them and then you realize, oh, that carries negative.
Yeah.
It's just not the time for it because we don't have time. This isn't supposed to be about Jack opening up. This is supposed to be about answering different questions. So
yeah, but that's what
self-care projects. Tune in at the self-care project au@gmail.com.
It's coming soon, guys. He hasn't quit yet.
Right.
It will come.
Yeah, it's coming. I've got 6 episodes in the bank, and there's a couple more coming. But yeah, another question. Do we have any more? Didn't we have another one? I feel like we had another one.
Don't think so, man. There's another one about toothpaste.
How long are we going for? How long have we been going for, Jamie? 51 minutes. All right.
Do you have more?
There's another one about toothpaste. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Did you?
Ah.
What was this?
This is a fun one. Sorry, guys. So maybe it's best that it was last.
Maybe it was.
But yeah, we'll see.
Let's hear it. Come on.
If you could pick any superpower.
You told me about this in the car.
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have.
If you could have any superpower. What would you have?
What I have.
And why?
So you want to go last because you think you've got a superpower that trumps all superpowers.
Yeah. I think my one, like, if I think about as a single guy who's about to move out somewhere, this superpower would be amazing. Where is this going? Even if I'm no, it's nothing inappropriate. It's nothing.
Why did you mention single guy then?
Why'd you laugh, Jamie? It's not no. Even if I'm like 80, or it doesn't matter about
and
the
single?
age. Yeah. Even if I'm 80 and single, or
so you have to be single for it to be good.
No. It's good no matter the circumstance. But you go first.
Okay. But you know what? I need to think. I don't have anything right now. I need to think of something that would trump. Yeah, but I can't think live, can I? We're recording right now. So you need to start talking, fill the time.
There's a power of editing. That's why we have Made by Who. Cause
maybe that should be my power.
This man makes movies, and that's what we.
You can't edit visuals as smoothly as you can edit audio.
We're talking about Made by Who. Can I go pee? Is that professional?
No. We're almost done.
Okay, cool.
Hold it in.
I'll hold it in.
The couch is dark. No one will notice.
Okay, sorry, Jamie. Sorry.
Okay, so if I had a special power, any power that I could pick.
Yep.
Any power.
Mine's not like
it's really
you're trying to think about. There's too many possibilities.
There is too many possibilities. Any superpower ever.
It's like a primary school playground sandpit type of question, but as 20-something-year-olds, it's very interesting, isn't it? There's way more to think about.
I wish that I had the superpower of.
Thinking way too deep, man. Just answer the question.
Being.
Yeah, I know. But
No, I'm trying to just think of like, I want something that's like going to make me feel free. Like something that.
My one makes me feel free.
I don't care.
He's dying to know.
I want a superpower that is going to like.
Mine's
help me like be able to resist any temptation.
Ooh.
Like my superpower would be that I could never be tempted into doing things, which would mean that every single one of my decisions would come from my core, like what I truly thought was right, and that I wouldn't be tempted by things like commercial success.
Right. Yeah, got you.
Like yeah, or like anything, like any kind of negative desire that I don't want to be ruled by. Yeah. That I wouldn't be.
Yeah. I think I can. Yeah, but go. I'm not.
Yeah.
We're not talking about my superpower.
No, but that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think it's pretty self-explanatory why, because that would just help
Yeah.
you make good decisions, and I think
Be
it
a
would just be very
superhero.
freeing.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be a superhero. It would be like just it's like a very spiritual power.
Sure.
But yeah. What about yours? What's yours?
That's your superpower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
What did you think that what I was saying?
I thought you were still. Okay,
No, that's the superpower.
Oh, okay.
I'm like anti-temptation man. That's my superpower, man.
It's called a Christian. Nah.
Yeah, Christians don't have temptations. Yeah, right.
No,
okay.
but we know how to do it. Nah.
Yeah, right.
My
okay.
superpower.
You never.
I have
Wow,
temptations.
you're such an elitist.
I have temptations.
Yes, so don't tell me that just because.
I'm sorry.
This is why people get annoyed with religious people.
I'm not trying to. Okay, guys, you can't misunderstand me like Jackie's right now. But
I'm misunderstanding him, am I? You guys hear this guy? Oh, Christians don't have temptation.
I swear, if we put up a poll right now, just like before the other time. No, okay. My
Please
superpower.
Yeah, what is it?
It does help other people.
Okay.
Okay. It does. It's very efficient.
Okay.
It's productive.
Okay.
Makes people happy. Makes me happy.
Okay.
My superpower is I can think of any dish that I want before my eyes, and it could like the quality of that dish I can imagine as well, and all I have to do is put my hand out, whether it be a pea on my hand or on the table.
You'd pee on your hand?
No, a peer. Come on, Jack. Let me talk about my superpower. I can summon.
Oh, I thought you said whether it would be a peer on my hand, and I was just like,
no.
Okay.
Whether it
would appear on your hand.
Yeah, it would appear on my hand or on the table, on the couch, whatever.
Okay.
I can summon it.
What's the range?
Anything.
No. I mean the range of where you could make it appear. Like, could you?
I can make it appear anywhere, Jack.
So if someone texted you and was like, "Wow, I really feel like a banh mi right now," you could just be like,
"It's my birthday and my sister couldn't buy the cake. Could you summon the cake for me, bro?
What you want, fam?"
A lot. I'll be like, "Bro, no sweat, bro." He gets a Homer Simpson. He gets a Homer Simpson cake, just like that.
Aww.
I feel like Macca's at 3 a.m. I'm in my bed. There we go.
You'd be fat.
I'll be fat, but I can help people too. I see a homeless guy on the street. He's like, "Man, I feel like a fillet of fish." Bam. Or like a week's worth of food. Is it just food? Yeah, food.
Just food.
Or like now we can stretch it, but I'm happy. I'm content with just any food.
What, is it going to turn to anything?
Would it turn into anything? No, there's no negative side effects to my.
No, but I mean, like, is it just food? Like, is it just food that you can make appear?
Oh, like, is it coming on the plate? Is all you're
asking? Well, yeah, I guess plate counts.
Yeah.
Like, can you make objects appear?
No, just food. I just want.
So you'd have to get a plate first, and then be like appear on the plate. Otherwise, it would just be.
Yeah. I mean,
could you make it appear in your stomach?
Oh, but
then you don't get to taste it.
That takes away the joy of summoning the food. You don't even see the food. It's inside.
Then you just put healthy stuff in.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I could do that with my power.
What if
I could summon?
What if? Okay,
cucumbers in your stomach.
Could you move it? Could you teleport food, or is it just summoning it from thin air? Once it's been like appeared.
Jack, my power's not that complicated. All right, I can summon food.
Well, because I was just thinking you could eat it, and then as it's going down, you could make it disappear, so then you don't gain weight, but you'd get all the taste of it.
But feeling full is part of the satisfaction.
Yeah, well, you can let some go down.
Yeah, but Jack, yeah. Guys, I think we've had enough. We've been having some bevies. We've been having some nobbies. We've been having some Red Rock deli chips. Yeah, I think we can. Unless you have more that you want to.
Well, I want to know more about this power.
No, I think we have to call it quits here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a joy. Very cozy house, professional setup by Made by Who. Can we just give up one more time for Made by Who?
He's clapping himself. No shame.
Yeah. Thank you to Jamie, aka Amelia, for
Thank
the
you.
humble opening up the crib. Thank you to Jack for something. For what can we thank him for?
Bringing the best out of you.
Yeah.
No, not really.
For
bring the best out of me. No.
For Jamie, do we have?
I brought some equipment.
Yeah, thank for the equipment. Yeah.
And that's it, guys.
That's it, guys.
And thank you for David for coming along for the ride. Bringing the bevies.
Yeah, I got the bevies, man.
Yeah. Thank you to you guys
that's enough claps,
for
man.
tuning in, for being here, for supporting us for 50 episodes.
Woo! Much love,
It's technically been more than that if we include the 1.5. So it's kind of 51. We should have done this an episode earlier.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we can edit that out.
It's been another one.
Don't need it. Yep.
It's been another episode.
Sure has.
We're gonna try and do these visual things a little bit more often. Not every 50 episodes. Maybe every 40.
That is a bit better, but yeah, let's hope this just feels better. This is what we wanted from the pod.
We'll see how it comes out.
We'll see.
But thank you so much for tuning in, for watching. Obviously, it takes more of a commitment to watch these than just to listen to them on the podcast. So we really appreciate it, and for having to look at our faces for an hour. I don't envy you about that. So thank you for giving up that time. You can't get that time back.
Don't say that. Now you're just like... It's like instead of putting icing, you're putting like...
I'm trying to wrap this up.
All right, guys. Bye. See you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Much love. We'll see you soon.
See you next episode.
Do we do this?
Peace. Cool. That's a wrap. I really need to pee. Like, I was holding it for like 30 minutes.
Space.
What? Do it.
We're supposed to do it together. You fool.
Why? It doesn't matter, does it?
Yes, that was the whole point.
We're not gonna redo. We can't redo this. We're on a budget here. All right. Cheers, mate.
You're an idiot.